Good evening, folks. Thanks for joining us tonight as we have a regional semifinal matchup here between the host Plymouth Panthers and the visiting Menasha Blue Jays. The Plymouth boys are in here at 19-5 and looking to get to tomorrow, which the game would be at 4 if they win. I'm Eric West, joined with Scott Richards. Scott, what are you looking for tonight?
Well, I'll tell you what. We played Menasha really early, and we beat them 73-70. And so much changes since that time of year. I think at times this Plymouth team can take on almost anybody. But one of the things Menasha does a lot, they shoot the three a lot. If you get hot, Plymouth gets nervous. Who knows? We're 19-5. They're 10-15. They've played better lately. So I think you'll see. I know last game they played a lot of 2-3 zone and a box press, and Plymouth is man-to-man, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. As they're going over the starting lineups, the Panthers tonight have starting number 2, Tom Blod, 4, Caden Schultz, 5, Jack Jaquad, 11, Tanner Schultz, and number 23, Jordan Schmidt. The Menasha Blue Jays are bringing in 2, Josiah Hibbler, 5, Parker Wynant, 10, Jacob Koopman, 15, Travion Lockridge, and 22, Taden Wilkie. And one thing for the Blue Jays that you've seen, they've had some different starting lineups of the year. Their rotation, their roster has changed a little bit. So this could be the time of year when hopefully they're probably hoping they've got some guys in the right rotations. And Plymouth has started the same guys and runs their same rotation and same crew. So that's sort of a question mark in the game.
Well, I got the data on Menasha, and it's kind of weird. I'm starting to write down leading score. It's usually got at the bottom. Well, their leading scorer is at 12 points a game, but only played 3 games. Right. And, so it's really weird. But the starting 5 you see is the starters that have scored the most. They don't have great size. They have some quickness. And we'll see what happens as the ball goes up. It's a new season.
Yeah.
You've been there.
We've been there. And the interesting part, too, as they jump the ball up here, we got to remember, Menasha has a game under their belt against Green Bay West on Tuesday. Plymouth is coming in after a week and a couple days of practice, so is that going to play a factor in this game, too? Panthers get the first possession. Jack Jaquat takes to the rim, and it's blocked out of bounds. Ball will remain with the Panthers.
Plymouth's free throw shooting percentage is much better than Menasha, so that going to the board right away, I think, is going to be an advantage.
Tom Blod takes it, dribble handoff to Caden Schultz, and he gets to a spot. Kick to Jordan Schmidt for 3, and he capitalizes right off the bat. Good possession on that baseline out of bounds.
Getting Schmitty off the bat is big.
He has shown when he gets going this year, he can light it up with the best of them. As Menasha brings it up and they drive, and looks like they will turn the ball over on their first possession. Ball goes to the Panthers.
Well, Jordan's averaging 18-2 a game, second leading scorer. Caden Schultz 19-2, and then Jack Jaquad at 14-6. But Jack Jaquad, since Christmas, that break has really played well. Rebounded well, scored well, just played well.
Yeah. Caden Schultz takes it. He lost control of the ball, dribbles it back out, sets the offense. He's going to try to get to his spot. Tries to pass to Jaquad in the corner. Turnover for the Panthers. Possession goes to Menasha.
You had nothing going in the corner there. You just bring it back to the top and get things going.
Menasha gets their offense going. Dribble drive action as they get number 15 to the rim. Misses it inside. Jaquad with the rebound. They look to push it up to Jordan Schmidt on the left side, and they're swinging it back around. Tom Blod gets 2 feet in the lane, kicks it out to Jaquad, who drives baseline and finishes inside with a reverse layup. 5-0 lead for the Panthers.
And that's what I talked about with Jack. I mean, that's a move we didn't see in December. Probably about mid-January, he has just been, you look at his scoring average now, it's probably more likely about 18 a game. And that's where we've had some trouble, is giving up inside shots.
Inside shots. That was just Tanner Schultz from downtown P-Town with the 3 to bring it to 8-2. And that's what we've talked about. We've had a couple of broadcasts, Scott, and if the visiting team scores, or if the other team scores against the Panthers, they look to push it right off the bat and get that basket back as quick as possible. You saw it right there.
And they did. And Tanner's, somebody said, well, why? That's a 3-point shot. Out there, why are you shooting that? Because he makes them.
Yeah.
Here, too, his 3-point percentage overall is 30%. But early in the season, he was like 2 for 21. So since then, he's shooting about 40%.
Turnover by Menasha on that last possession as the Panthers take over and try to run their set. Backdoor cut by Caden Schultz. Almost went out of bounds. Kicks it to Jordan in the short corner. Makes it 10-2, 8-point lead for the Panthers. Jordan Schmidt off to a hot start. 5 points, 2 for 2 shooting. The offense for Menasha. Dribble drive action, looking a little sloppy on their drives as they turn it over there. Jordan Schmidt trying to run the fast break, kicks it to Tom Blod, who gets it to Jack Jaquan in the corner. It looks like they're going to try to reset the offense.
Now that was, okay, left-handed pass like that, that's the careless stuff you don't want to do.
Those are the turnovers that you know Coach Schultz is not going to be happy about.
You're going to turn over because somebody played you well, where you turn over because you're a little careless. You know, you try to tell kids, all you got to look is our win over Cedarburg, which probably brought us the 2 seed, that last one play. Every play can make the difference in a really good ball game. So that's Panthers' second turnover already.
Drive and kick, hammer screen, down to the corner for number 22, Tayden Wilkie with 3-point basket, cuts the lead to 5 for the Panthers.
Wilkie is a 36% 3-point shooter, which is, you want to be above 35.
Caden Schultz has it on the right wing. Again, tries to get his feet onto the corner. Dribbles there, blocking foul on Menasha. That's going to be the first foul of the game. And that's one you can see Dylan Wirtz, the coach for Menasha. He is heated about that call. A little bit rightfully so. That was a tough call to make by the refs.
That was a tough call. Now, we didn't see the back side of it where we're sitting.
Jordan Schmidt gets it in the corner. See if he can continue his hot shooting. Misses it. Rebound goes to Menasha. And they push it up the right side of the court.
You know, teams look at this as a 2 versus a 7. There's a lot of 7 seeds that are really good. It's a win here and a win there. You know, if they win 3 more games, they're probably a 4 seed.
That dribble drive turnover by Menasha. Tom Blod gets it, takes it all the way. Easy layup, 12-2.
Great help defense. Great help defense.
Quick hands on that. Like to see it.
No, Tom Blod's statistics are good, but it doesn't show up like leading scorer, but he does a lot of nice things.
Yeah, he's been pretty consistent all year. He's averaging 8.8 points a game as Menasha drives the baseline and gets the easy layup.
Well, we got to decide if we're going to take away the baseline, because right now we're not.
Driving kick. Jordan Schmidt to the corner for Tanner Schultz. He's rattled in 2 threes. He's 2 for 2. Brings the lead to 15-7 Panthers. And they're hot shooting from the outside. I think they're already about 3 of 4 from the 3-point line.
They got 3 for sure.
And as you look at the stats for the Panthers, it's not often where you see 2 players on one team that shoot 40% from the 3-point line. Another layup there for Menasha brings it to 15-9 as they work their offense on the right side. Caden Schultz for 3 off the pass from Jaquan.
As a team, Plymouth from the 3-point line shoots today at 37%. Again, anything above 35 is considered good.
We are 13 minutes left here in the first half. 15-9 as Menasha has the ball. They're trying to get their dribble drive action. Have had a few turnovers. Long 3 by Travion Lockridge. Offensive rebound goes to Menasha, and they miss it inside. Josiah Hibbler, their leading scorer. Panthers look to push it if they have numbers. Jaquan inside, gets blocked. Trayvon Lockridge with the block and the steal.
Yeah, it was good.
And he's got some length on Jaquan, which is going to give him some trouble. He doesn't see a lot of those guys throughout the season.
Well, I think he's got to, again, force the issue a little bit better, but he's going at him. Kid made a nice play. Lockwood's their leading rebounder.
And as you look at him, Lockridge is only 6'2", but you can tell that he's got some
long arms.
Long arms, long legs. He's got a build that can give Jaquan trouble inside. As they finish with another basket inside to cut the lead, 15-11, 4-point lead. Dylan Wirtz for Menasha calls a quick timeout to maybe get set up and maybe give their guys a little breather. It's a 30-second timeout.
Now, just so everybody knows, because this is technically a WIAA-sponsored event, we cannot read any ads, and we feel unfortunate about that because our sponsors are great. You can do it, but the fee they charge is exorbitant. It's way too much than what little program like ours can afford. But we can do the game.
Yep.
You know, in fact, I know think Danny Canales, or maybe even way back to Mike Slagle one time, offered did you give him $50, $75? Nope. I think it was, I can't tell you for sure what it was, but it was more than that.
Yeah, we do appreciate all the sponsors that have supported this program all season.
Yep, supporting boys and girls basketball, football, wrestling, volleyball. So the Panthers have scored well, but they haven't stopped.
Boom, shakalaka with the slam baseline. Jack Jaquat out of the timeout.
Slam bam, thank you, ma'am. Tell you what, that's hard to stop.
That is, and he has, like we've talked, this year. As the season's gone on, he's been more aggressive, and you can see it right there. He is looking to take it to the hoop, and he likes that baseline drive and finish with authority, which you don't see a lot of high school kids do. It's great to see him play with that physicality.
Now, again, Menasha averages 13 threes a game. They've shot one so far, and they made it.
Good defensive possession here by the Panthers as they defend Menasha. Backdoor cut. Gets it inside.
Give me a foul call.
That is a foul on number 23 for the Panthers, Jordan Schmidt, their first team foul of the night. It's a shooting foul, so we're going to have Josiah Hibbler, again, the leading scorer now for Menasha. He's going to the line, shooting 2.
Really good, I mean, really, really good defense, but better passing.
Front end of the rim, soft roll.
Yeah, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4 starters in double figures, and they got 2 kids that don't play a ton of games that are in double figures. Mm-hmm. One of them could be a real weird deal where he played in 2 games and scored a lot.
Josiah Hibbler capitalizes at the free throw line with both to bring the lead back to 4 for the Panthers as they bring it up left to right here on offense. Shot fake by Caden, gets baseline, kicks it out to Marco at the free throw line. 1 dribble into the lane, Brett Shutter, baseline drive, 15-footer, Caden Schultz. No good. Rebound to Menasha.
They're playing Caden. They're when he gets the ball, they're sort of looking to double him.
Dribble drive action continues by Menasha as they try to punch those gaps and kick it into the corner. Holding their dribble, getting 2 feet in the lane. 3-point shot by Menasha. Misses. Marco Troco with the long rebound. Brings it up court. Panthers get set in their offense.
And get her back inside again. They've had a lot of success in that.
The defense here by Menasha is pretty good on this possession as Caden drives baseline, finishes with the and 1. He's got a chance at 3-point play.
Good find by Marco Troca. He had a look. Jaquet wasn't quite clearing, but they sank off of Caden. To the hoop he goes.
Yeah, great pass by Marco. And later, as the season's gone on, you've seen Marco really find his role, both on the defensive side, which he knows that's part of his role, but offensively, he has been doing exactly what's expected of him, finding the right guys, making shots inside. He's really had a good end of the season, and it's getting hot at the right time and playing right at the right time.
I think you nailed it right on the head. You know, when you're coming in as a senior, you know, but I'll tell you, they bring 3 guys off the bench out that hustle, rebound, and they score. They're starting to score a little bit, but they're taking shots that they can take.
Seven-point lead here for the Panthers with just about 10 minutes left as Menasha has a 1-dribble pull-up. Number 10, Jacob Koopman misses it, but it's offensive rebound.
That was just a good play.
Menasha misses the second rebound. Jack Jaquat.
And he got fouled.
Jaquat went up for the rebound, tipped it. Menasha stepped out of bounds, so they are going to.
You know what? That's a call where I'm not sure. Somebody's out of bounds.
Nobody's going to argue with the Panthers getting the ball as they bring it up on the offensive end as they get into their set. That was a rough pass. That's not, and I know playing for you, Coach, that's that post entry from that spot, not an ideal position.
Well, that's why I don't have any hair. No, you know, unless you can see both numbers, but I will say this, besides
a couple of turnovers here back to back.
Don't look up at the sky. Sky can't help you. But besides, the guy has to come through and lock out and get his hands out. So it wasn't just the passer; it was both guys that made the mistake. We're looking at four significant 5 turnovers, but 4 of them were almost unforced. That's four times you didn't get a chance to make a hoop. That's something that can be cleaned up pretty quickly. But again, Menasha's working hard on D.
Menasha clears out one side, and they're set and driving kick to Josiah Hibblers. He takes it strong to the hoop, misses the inside layup, but
out of
the
bounds.
ball hit out of bounds, or it looked like maybe Trevion Lockridge's foot stepped out of bounds as he tried to save that. Possession goes to the Panthers. We got some subs in here for the Panthers as we got Jordan Schmidt back in the game, Max Jaquat and Tanner Schultz. So Max Jaquat is getting his first action of the game, giving his brother a breather, playing his role exactly
and he
what
does
we
a
want
great
him to do.
job. He bangs around, rebounds, sets a great screen like he did right there.
That's a good shot. Great action. Tanner Schultz, who's 2 for 2, now 2 for 3 for the night, gets an open look. You're going to continue look for them to come back to that play. Josiah Hibbler goes inside. Max Jaquat with a strong rebound as Menasha misses it.
And good defense on the shot.
One dribble pull-up for Caden Schultz. Bang! Hits it home. 9-point lead for the Panthers.
I'll tell you what, this is going to be a game of runs. Both these teams are capable of scoring. They're settling in on defense. You know, looking at the fact that they like to shoot a lot of threes, I think what's happened right there, the problem is we're giving up too many twos.
Well, three-point shot by Jordan Schmidt, no good.
Again,
Ball is tipped out of bounds by Menasha. Panthers maintain possession.
Jake Watt involved, battling for a rebound.
Again, we talked about roles with Marco Troca. It looks like Max Jaquat is also finding his role. He might not get a lot of minutes, but he's going to give, it's usually his brother, he's going to give him those minutes. And he's playing hard with a couple of good rebound opportunities, making the most of his minutes as Tom Lod nails it from the top of the key to bring it to a 10-point lead.
Great ball movement.
Great
ball movement. I do not know Dylan Wirtz. I talked to his dad who's helping him. Got to know him pretty well in 1 year.
Deflect that out of bounds. Menasha maintains possession, baseline.
I'll tell you, Max gives his brother a nice breather, and he did a nice job. He got one rebound, battled for two.
Yeah, and those are things that the coaches see, and they're going to appreciate the efforts that he's given him. It gives the starter, the guy that's going to get the most minutes, a breather. Like to see that from those young guys, especially in the season at this point, new season like we talked about. You need guys to be able to play to their best.
That's actually a good foul. Tanner, I'm sure, didn't think of that when he got the foul, but that's a layup if he doesn't get his hands on it.
Tanner's got a little bit of a mismatch on that when he got that offensive rebound. So,
well, Hilder is a nice all-around player. He's active around the boards. Looks like he can shoot it a little bit. As I said, he doesn't shoot threes real well, 26%, but he gets to the basket.
7:40 left in the first half. Panthers up 10. Drive.
Oh!
That is certainly a tough call. Looked like, from our perspective, no bias here, but looked like
he was there for a while. And unless he maybe he leaned a little bit, but boy,
feet were definitely stationary on that.
Toughest call for officials is the block charge. And I'll agree with that. But he was, and I'm looking at what a play. He was standing there before the guy even left the free throw line.
Now, one thing, and I've been able to see Caden over these last couple of years and talk to him. A lot of guys would respond to that with, that should have been it. That was a bad call. He just got up, understood that the call was the call, and he went right to the line and didn't say anything to the refs. He's staying focused. He's staying locked in and knows that this is a game that it's going to go back and forth, and he comes right back down, gets the ball, and gets 2 shots himself.
It doesn't do, you can slap your hands and just get out of there and go play. I did all the complaining. He didn't have. He was his feet were set, his body was set. He didn't reach out. But I've seen there are officials that are defensive minded. That's a block, and if they're offensive minded, so. Hey, nobody wants to give them any grief because most of them if they're at this level, they're already done pretty well.
Yep.
You get to regional semifinals, you're a capable official.
Right. Caden Schultz capitalizes on both of those free throws to bring it to an 11-point lead for the Panthers with 7:15 left in the first half. Pretty clean first half here so far. 3 fouls for both teams. The pace has gone up and down. It's been a little bit of game of runs. It looks Menasha's probably going to look to get on a run here.
If we were trying to read ads, we wouldn't have got any in.
A little stagnant here from Menasha's offense.
Well, we're playing pretty good defense, what it is.
Agreed. A little bit of both. They're keeping their guys in front, not letting backdoor cuts. As Menasha turns it over again, as
we have figured out how to.
Parker steps out of bounds.
We have just figured things out a little bit, but they haven't kept the floor real spread. You know, again, I think the scouting report. You look at the stats, you watch some film. Is hey, they like to shoot threes. Well, they haven't taken many.
It looks like Menasha's going to come here in a 2-3 zone to maybe change up their defense as Plymouth has gone on a little bit of a run. That's a pretty standard coaching thing to just try to change it up a little bit. But the Panthers did a great job breaking it down. Marco Troca, another good pass inside Jack Jaquad for 2.
Jaquad did a great job sliding from the free throw line elbow into inside. That's a quick way coaches come out of a zone.
Yep.
They played a zone a lot the other night. Ooh, he can't dribble. Hey, don't get a foul out there.
Yep.
Tell you, we're hustling while the ball's in the air. That's been phenomenal.
And that was another defensive play, partially made by Marco to step across, and then Caden saw that and came behind and got the steal. They get in transition, almost had a chance at a layup, but they'll get a baseline out of bounds play.
Like I've said, if you ever listen to me at one time, you go when the ball's in the air, not when they catch it.
Caden Schultz fires up a 3, rolls around.
That was almost like I haven't shot one for a while. But you're going to cut him some slack because he shoots over 40% from the three-point line.
44% from the three-point line, which in basketball is pretty good. As a high schooler, that's pretty good when you're shooting. Well, if you have 2 guys above 40%, even better.
If you're at 35%, that's the equivalent of 50% from the two-point line. So anything 35, 37.
The 4th foul for the Panthers. Jack Jaquad's first foul, so we have no foul trouble for any individuals.
On either team.
Blue Jays are going to the line shooting 2. Misses the first end. Tom Blad is checking back in for Jordan Schmidt. As number 10, Jacob Koopman is at the line.
We've had a nice rotation going tonight. Really nice.
Menasha makes that free throw to cut it to a 12-point lead with 5.5 left to go. And it looks like Menasha came out of that zone pretty quick after that last possession. Flare screen. Tanner Schultz, the rare layup from Tanner Schultz inside.
Hey, put it into 4th gear.
Tanner Schultz, the 3-point specialist, gets a lot of his looks out there. He said, no, I want to get inside, lefty action. Finishes it to bring the lead back to 14.
They've all improved. I mean, that's the best thing you can say about the team, the coaches of the team.
Marco Troca getting his hand in there again to deflect it, run the transition, and making a smart decision offensively to not force a 3-pointer as Caden Schultz takes it to the rim. Tough no call there as he was being aggressive. Menasha drives, kicks to the corner, 3-point shot. Josiah misses, offensive rebound. Tough break, tough
Troca
roll.
Hustled all the way down. The ball took a little quirky bounce.
12-point lead for the Panthers. Travion Lockridge with the 2-point layup off of the offensive
rebound. Little flex action here.
It's going to be a foul on Menasha. It's going to be their 4th team foul. Got some hands on Jaquad at the top of the key. Not necessarily a place you want to have a foul like we just talked about on the defensive end for the Panthers. But again, it's been a pretty clean game. Nobody is in any sort of foul trouble. 4-4. Only guys got 1.
I wonder, that block seemed to be, but I'll tell you what, officials have done a good job. They generally, if you watch a replay, and I used to have to watch a lot of them, you'd get done, you go, they really did a nice job.
Panthers get into their offense. Jaquad drives onto the left side, kicks it out to Caden Schultz for 3. He's going to try to get to his spot he likes to get to. Double team, passes it to Marco Troca, baseline. He kicks it out to Jordan. Ball's getting a little sloppy, but the Panthers are going to maintain possession and set up their offense. Jack Jaquat dishes it inside to Marco. It gets blocked, but he remains possession. Keeps it for 3, fires up a 3. No good. Menasha gets the rebound as they look to cut this to a single digit.
It was not a pretty possession.
No, you could just tell they were out of sync on that one, definitely. But that was the first uneasy possession it looked like the Panthers have had in a while, which you're going to get a little bit. Great defense. Stops them.
Oh, what is that? What?
Hayden Schultz attacks it. They're going to call either a blocking foul or it looks like one, or they're going to call the reach in on the drive.
I'll tell you, you're right, though. 3:17 to go in the first half, and there's been a total of 9 fouls called. Both teams are playing hard. You know, they're physical. I'd say Menasha's starting to get a little more physical. Just deal with it, you know.
Playoff games are a different breed, more physical. The classic pick the picker.
Pick the picker.
That is good as American pie right there, especially when you get a 2-point basket by Tanner Schultz.
Okay, what kind of pie? I mean, apple, pumpkin?
I'd say apple.
Okay, that's kind of universal, huh? Good job again, Blod.
Defensive rebound goes to the Panthers. 14-point lead with 2:45 left in the first half. Caden Schultz works the post. Double team, kicks it out to Tanner Schultz, who's had a good first half.
Oh,
short.
Good box out by Lockett.
Box out.
I like seeing, I don't care if he's on that team or ours. He did what he's supposed to do. They're going to have a little push.
Drive, looks like they are calling the defensive foul on the drive on that. It's going to be a baseline out of bounds for the Panthers. Couple subs coming in for the Panthers. Marco Troca got a quick breather and is coming back in. Max Jaquat relieving his brother Jack.
Jack picks up his second foul. So it's a good time to get him out. 2:26 to go in the first half.
Nothing on that baseline out of bounds play, so the Blue Jays are going to set it up top. Trevion Lockridge drives, kicks, 3. 22, Tayden Wilkie.
And he's their
33, 22.
And he's their best three-point shooter. So he was ready, caught it, shot it.
Driving kick. Dylan Wirtz for Menasha calls another timeout. He's got 3 remaining, 30-second timeout. It kind of looks like the Blue Jays are gonna, and Dylan Wirtz is gonna use his timeouts periodically throughout the game might not have a deep bench, try to give his guys that rest. That might be a strategy here during the game.
I usually took it with about 2 minutes to go. But you know what? You can't take them with you on the bus. And everybody can say, well, you should do this, freeze the shooter, blah, 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 blah. A lot of it is kind of the way he's feeling. They had a good possession there, and they've had a couple good possessions on defense.
With 2:12 left to go in the first half of this regional semifinal matchup between the Blue Jays and the Panthers, 33-22. It's been a competitive ball game, a couple of runs going back and forth. We'll see how we go into the half as Tanner Schultz looks for the 3, doesn't take it, works it back around the top of the key. Around the horn it goes, baseline drive, Marco Troca, drive, kick. Tanner Schultz is finding himself inside a few times tonight as he kicks it back out to his brother Caden. Gets to his spot. Good defensive possession here by Menasha, which they're looking to see. And the Panthers are doing a good job not forcing anything. Driving kick. Tanner Schultz rattles home another 3, his 3rd 3 of the game.
There was a good
back
defense.
to 14.
Tanner hit that from about 24 feet. Hey, he's confident.
He's got the hot hand tonight.
He's confident. A little back screen, a little down screen. Everybody runs that stuff. Good help.
Kick.
Really good help.
Another good defensive possession
And
by the
even better
Panthers.
help.
Tom Blod with a tip to Tanner Schultz. As Tanner's going to look to drive, kick. Caden Schultz for 3, no good. Rebound.
He's rushing his threes a little
Lockridge.
bit. He is, right? He'll work on that, the quick release in the offseason, but the ones he's shot, he's rushed a little bit. Doesn't mean you want to stop shooting them, but do your rhythm.
Menasha drive kick, another good possession. Tanner fights in there, gets his hand on the kick out, steals the ball. Looks like the Panthers are going to hold for the last shot here with 35 seconds left in the first half.
Well, they're a little tired. They don't have much foul trouble. A little bit with Jack Jake, but in foul trouble with 2.
You can definitely see here the Panthers are okay, and it looks like the Blue Jays are okay with giving them that last shot. They give them a little pressure up top. Tom Blod with the floater, rattles home. 38-22 Panthers, 8 seconds to go.
Don't pick up a foolish foul.
Miss.
Oh,
Tom Blod
I remember somebody that hit one of those one time.
As we go into halftime of an exciting first half of this regional semifinal matchup between Plymouth and Menasha, Plymouth 38, Menasha 22. We will take a 10-minute break and be back with the second half. All right. Welcome back to the second half here of the regional semifinal game between Menasha and Plymouth. Panthers with that 38-22 lead going into the second half. What do you think? First half was well played, clean game, clean half by both teams. But what do you think Plymouth needs to do to keep that lead and win this ball game?
Continue to move the ball on offense. You're going to have turnovers by good plays on defense, but cut back on any careless turnovers. Be cautious with the ball. Play like it's, I know it's the old cliche, right? 0-0, 16 points with a 3-point shot, you know, it's only five possessions really, and you're right there. So if they just play, keep Jaquad out of foul trouble. He's got 2, and I think the kid he's guarding, Lockwood, is very physically active. And I'm not so sure. Oh, I guess what we're doing here.
Looks like the Panthers are coming out in a zone.
Did I just see lightning?
Start the first half. A little change of pace, make the Blue Jays think on offense here. Change the pace of the game. And you can tell Menasha is a little out of sorts at this point with their offense as they drive the lane, fumble it, drive, kick, getting feet inside, kicks it out again. Haven't gotten a good look at the basket. Panthers playing good D. 3-point shot. Menasha, Jack Jaquat with the rebound. Good defensive possession, a good change up there by Coach Schultz. Hands on with Tom Blott on the drive. First foul quickly with 45 seconds into the first half.
Notre Dame is up by, what do we hear, 14?
14 against West Appear. West Appear's the 3 seed in our region as Caden Schultz slips.
Oh, that was deceptive. What a play. That was like,
I think that was designed.
The Harlem Globetrotters.
And it's one of those, nobody on the weak side for the Blue Jays. And I think Caden got up and said, I guess I'll take the easy layup.
They did it one time down, and they went back.
And like you had said earlier in the broadcast, that's something that Coach Schultz has gone to, that 2-3 zone. With the last few games, he's sprinkled it in there, and he's been working with his team a little bit on that as maybe a wrinkle and a changeup as a zone option for the playoffs.
What we've done well tonight, we've helped, but we've recovered quickly. You know what I'm saying? And like I said to you before, we've recovered on the pass, not the catch, and that's huge. You know, help recover has been in basketball forever, and then Dick Bennett and Tony Bennett, I mean, they made it a religion. But it's just a case where, you know,
drive kick, Jordan Schmidt to Caden Schultz. Kind of loses control, but recovers, spins, shoots, cash.
I said at
20-point lead for the Panthers.
Combined at half, combined, Schultz and Schmidt had a combined 9 points. And for us to be up by 16 with that situation is,
Menasha comes down and hits a 3. Tanner fires a 3 as they look to answer back with a quick 3. No good. Menasha defensive rebound. 17-point lead for the Panthers. Baseline drive. Menasha cuts it to 15 with a 2-point layup by Taden Wilkie. This is a game of runs. Let's see if they can manage it. Tanner Schultz with another 3-point shot in front of the student section. Bang, cashes it home with 4th 3 of the game. Extends that lead back to 18 for the Panthers as they trace the buckets. Turnover by Menasha. Outlet, Jordan Schmidt back to a 20-point lead, 47-27 for the Blue Jays. Dylan Wirtz, Menasha calls a timeout.
That's a good timeout. They made a little run, and we came right back, but the worst thing if you're the coach was a breakaway.
And now, we didn't get to talk about this after the start of the second half, but Menasha, now that it's gotten to a 20-point lead, what does Menasha have to do to get back in this ball game?
Well, it's going to be starting on the defensive end, but we've got more weapons than they have. And on the offensive end, they're trying to get to the basket. I think they have to get back to taking a look at their 3-point shots more. I think if they do that, they got to hit them. But right now we're playing pretty good. I mean, we held them to 27 points and a little over half the ball game. But Plymouth's just got to keep doing what they're doing, and Menasha's going to have to try to figure out who to shut down. In my opinion, their scouting report was they're going to shut down Caden Schultz and Jordan Schmidt, and then try to help out on Jaquad. And Tanner's lighting him up, and even Tommy Blott. You know, you don't see it. You don't see a ton from him, but he's got 7 points. You take those two kids, they got 23 of the 47 points.
Yeah, Tanner Schultz is the leading scorer tonight with 16 points, 4 3-pointers, so he's come in with the hot hand.
He probably shouldn't even take a shower.
Yeah, stay with that hot hand going into hopefully tomorrow
and that's what
Menasha,
we can't do.
Menasha gets an easy layup, parted the sea there, cuts it to 18. Caden Schultz is trying to answer right back. Strong take inside, baseline drive, finishes to respond, back up to 20 for the Panthers.
Like you said, now down here, they've got to keep the floor spread. They got to move the ball. If I'm them, I would do right there. I'd try to get Jaquad in foul trouble.
Panthers,
if I'm them.
that's an
and if I'm Plymouth, I'm going to keep Jaquad out of foul trouble. Oh, we've been moving.
3-point shot, no good by Menasha, but a hustle play by the Blue Jays. Offensive rebound.
Again, one of those plays where every play counts. That was a lazy play. Look what happened. The ball's right there. We didn't go get the ball.
Offensive rebound, 3-point shot by number 10, Jacob Koopman. The Panthers look to answer quickly. Out of bounds, turnover by the Panthers as they got a drive. Looked like it might have been blocked out of bounds by the Blue Jays, but refs call it possession.
I don't think the kids, it might have gone just the way the refs call it because they don't see a lot of complaining.
14:30 left in the second half of this game. 49-32 Panthers as Menasha is going to try to get on another run. We've had back-to-back 5-0 runs. Koopman with another 3-pointer. Lefty cashes it home. That's back-to-back threes by him as they cut it to 14 points. He's had the hot hand for Menasha tonight with 3 threes, 10 points of his own. Tom Blod for 3, dials it up, no good. Jack Jaquad with the hustle, offensive rebound, takes it inside. He's looking to finish strong. And one 3-point play opportunity by Jack Jaquad. Hustle play. Dominant finish.
Great response. Now, again, there's a hustle play.
That possession right there, you could tell that Jack Jaquad did it. He's going to do everything the rest of the season to get his team to win, and that was it right there.
He is not. He shot free throws well all season, play. So now we're picking up full court. One of the things it'll do is it'll make the game, it'll extend the time a little bit.
Looks like they're going to call an off-ball foul on Tanner Schultz on that one. Is now him and number 10 from Menasha were
that's, if
being physical.
That's okay. That's a hard one to call because the offensive player wants to get position, and defensive player doesn't want to let it get into you. So.
And as Tanner here is guarding number 10, who he's had back-to-back threes, I think he's trying to be physical around those screens, not let him get the ball. Again, when you're not in foul trouble, you can try to force the issue a little bit on that defensive end.
That's great defense.
Good defense. Caden Schultz rebound. They look to push. Outlet to Jordan Schmidt on the far side. Tanner Schultz looked like he was maybe going to shoot it. Both hands on Tanner. That's going to be a foul on Menasha. Their third foul of the half. Sideline out of bounds is going to go to the Panthers. .35 left here in the second half. 17-point lead for the Panthers. Jordan Schmidt drive kicks. Caden Schultz rises up. No good. Defensive rebound, number 12.
One
David
thing I've
Stewart
seen,
for Menasha.
Eric, is Menasha boxes all well. They really do a good job. And they don't have great size. They have some athleticism. They can get up in the air a little bit.
Driving kick 3.
I told you, that's what they had to do to get back in.
Levi Miller, a freshman, number 32, with that shot, cuts it back to 14. We've seen it here again. They haven't been long runs for either team, but it's been a game of runs this second half. 5-0, 5-0, 6-0, 8-2. We've had some. Menasha looks like they're with that 3. They're going to try to climb back into this with 13 minutes left.
They're going to penetrate and kick it to the corner. So they've got 3 threes for sure in the last couple minutes. I don't know what that was.
Good pass inside. Jack Jaquat finds a wide open Jordan Schmidt, who finishes with the layup. That's another three-point opportunity, this time for Jordan Schmidt.
And Hibbler, it's not always called, but it was called. It's been being called. And as players adjust, you have to adjust a little bit. It definitely was a bump. If it doesn't go in, they're going to call it. So that's a big play. Stop the run.
Old-fashioned three-point play. That's the third one of the night for the Panthers as they extend their lead back to 17. Ball screen up at the top for Menasha. Drive, looking to try to get a driving kick. Sets it up. Drive, spin, finishes. A little out of control, but they're going to call a defensive foul. Shooting two. Marco Troca with that foul. Menasha at the line.
Why not? From the line, shoots it at 64%.
Parker Winden misses the first one. Substitutions for the Panthers. Number 3, Brett Shutter is going to give Jordan Schmidt a break. And a couple of players are coming in for Menasha. One of them was number 23, Chase Lucas Savage. 1 of 2 for Menasha on that possession at the free throw line. It looks like Marco Troca is going to bring it up for the Panthers, getting a set play. They're getting the lob to Jack Jaquat, tries to hammer it home. That was a good look, good play, just couldn't quite finish on the slam. And they ran that play against Winneconne at the end of the year and got that same look. They had a look there just off. Menasha brings it up, drives baseline, trying to score, finishes inside. Number 2, Josiah Hibbler. And here we go as the Menasha scores. The Panthers are going to try to get a quick bucket. They don't quite get it in transition. Caden Schultz rises up 15, bang, hits it home. His spot.
He's a good three-point shooter, but he's also a good mid-range shooter. He's got that quick jump off the dribble.
Number 10.
You cannot
answers
lose him.
Jacob Koopman.
Now there, it's where you're going to hear guys say, you're sagging off too much on their best three-point shooter. And they're right.
Jacob Koopman has 14 points for Menasha. Menasha has cut it down to 13. This is the closest it's been for them for a while as Jack Jaquat travels, and it's going to be possession of Menasha.
You got 3 officials, and I think this one needed a little help. Jaquat got grabbed in his arm.
I don't know if you can hear it here, but the crowd not exactly thrilled with that call as they called the travel.
Again, Jack did the right thing. Okay, said, hey, I got grabbed, and they went down to play defense.
Menasha drives, kicks. Caden Schultz swats it out of bounds. Cy Hibbler tried to come inside for the layup. Caden Schultz, no thank you.
Rim protector.
Ball got lost in the corner there. Nobody is going to get it.
That's why I said they had to do it, and that's what they're doing. And so now your adjustment as a Panther is take away the drive individually and help, but you got to get back quicker.
Good defense by Brett Shutter there. Drive though. Trayvon Lockridge with the opportunity at a three-point play. They're going to call a foul on Jack Jaquat with his hand.
Same guys made all the calls.
Yeah.
Jim Schultz, good timeout.
Menasha has cut it to 11 with, after the timeout, they're going to have an opportunity to cut it back to a 10-point lead, which would be the closest it's been in the second half.
Like we have, but once again, they're now, that was a layup. But we've given up 4 3-pointers, which is what they like to shoot. We sort of took care of it in the first half, and they weren't looking at him, but now they're looking at him. And you got one guy, number 10, Koopman, who's hot. So if you sag, you can't sag very far. You can help, and you got to recover immediately. And so that's what you can take it away from them. But down here, I'd like to see him get it inside the Jake a little bit. Now that's one issue that's a concern, and that Jake has 3 fouls. You know, we're looking at, what, 10 minutes? I hate that timer on the clock, but about 10 minutes in the ball game, maybe a little bit less.
And Coach Schultz was the one that called that timeout. Is there anything as a coach, you're reminding your players as Menasha has now gone on a run, momentum is starting to swing their way? What are you talking to your players about during that
Well, first
timeout?
of all, just relax. Now, I maybe didn't do that all the time, but relax. Relax. You know, they're having a run. They're doing some nice things. They got hot. Do what we did well in the first half, and a lot of it is going to be, I still think we can get, I think you can get the ball inside to Schmidt and to Cade and have some success.
11-13 left in the second half. Trevion Lockridge capitalizes on the three-point play after the timeout, cuts it to 10.
Well, and that was it. I'm sure Dylan Wirtz said at halftime. Now they're in a zone.
It looks like Menasha's going to respond with their own
they're
zone.
They're in a 3-2.
3-2 zone.
You can attack that a lot of different ways. Here's one of them right here.
Looks like Panthers recognized right away and got it in. Jordan Schmidt swings around the horn. Kane Schultz just off, but Tom Blod, again, doing the little things, gets in there for an offensive rebound, draws a foul. Panthers are going to get possession. And it looks they are going to give him 2 shots as he was
had control.
Going up with it. He had
Wasn't
control.
a tip. He had control.
And that's always a tough judgment call for the refs to see if as they're getting that offensive rebound, they're trying to put it back up. They said yes. Tom gets his first free throw attempt and makes it.
Checked out with each other, see if they saw it. It's a team. As referees, you do it as a team. And they're doing a good job.
Panthers get back to scoring as they extend the lead to 12. With 10:50 left in the second half. Panthers looking to lock up defensively. That dribble drive. Trevion drives to the left, spins back to the middle, brings it back to 10. Trevion Lockridge has 9 points. Jordan Schmidt, hasn't seen him shoot in a while. Misses the 3-point shot. Caden Schultz, a fight for the rebound. He gets it. He's going to drive on the right side, finishes it inside.
And one. And a big one.
That is a play that will fire up the
now
crowd.
Hibbler knocked him over. That's where if you're an official, say, son. You know, and they did a good job of it too. Officials did a good job. Hibbler's a good player. I like him. I think he does some nice things.
Another 3-point play opportunity the old-fashioned way for the Panthers. This is going to be their 4th tonight. Caden Schultz did a great job hustling, not giving up on that. Gets the layup, and it looks like the foul was called a little bit as he was coming down.
Yep.
I think the momentum of the Menasha player kind of knocked him over, and that's
a foul.
Judged within the act of shooting.
That's only 2 fouls on Hibbler. But he's a
Schultz,
good player.
3-point play, back to a 13-point lead for the Panthers. Those are the types of plays that get that momentum coming back your way, gets the crowd on your side, especially at home. Menasha drive kick. Offensive rebound, misses his own shot. Swings it around the horn. Josiah Hibbler drives, kicks, corner 3. Number 23, Chase Lucas-Savage, corner 3, back to 10. Caden Schultz rises up for 3, no good, long rebound. Jacob Koopman for Menasha as they are going to come down with 9:45 left in the second half, looking to cut it to single digits, which it definitely has not been since mid-first half.
That's what they're doing now. It's penetrating kick. Your shooters have to be in the corner.
Ill-advised pass, Tom Blod, steal, layup, easy. 12-point lead for the Panthers.
Big plays.
Tom Blod has been able to make plays at just the right time for the Panthers. He's been doing a little bit of everything defensively, offensively in this, and he does it again right there.
And you can see the floor now. You're seeing their shooters standing on the 3-point line in the corner. You can help, but you got to help deep. In other words, don't help out going out to the ball deep because you can get back quicker and then get to their shooting hand.
Menasha has definitely seemed to find that 3-point shot here in the second half to get back into this ball game. But the Panthers have weathered the storm, and that was an open floater by Parker Wynant, and he misses it. Defensive rebound by the Panthers. Spin move, put him in a blender. Caden Schultz with the layup. 20 points
Good job
for Caden tonight as the lead extends to 14 for the Panthers. Three-point shot. Menasha, no good. Caden Schultz with the rebound, and
good way.
Momentum's going there where he's looking to slow it down.
Catch his breath. He's got a little whipped cream from French pastry he had before.
Caden Schultz has come alive in the second half and is now the leading scorer for the Panthers with 20 points. I think he looked at his brother and said, anything you can do, I can do better.
Good timeout.
Timeout by Coach Schultz.
Just catch your breath.
This might be a catch your breath. Momentum is on our side.
Oh, Menasha, I said they're a decent team. Records at this time of year mean nothing. You saw, I do curiously look at the brackets, and you see, sevens beating twos, sevens beating threes, and so on and so forth. Now, if we succeed, and hopefully that's the case, the game tomorrow afternoon will be here at Plymouth at 4 o'clock. The website, and I know that's the way I put it to the announcers, was 7, but that's the latest you can go. So it's at 4. So there'll be some at 1 around the state at 1, 4, and 7. For example, if our opponent's Notre Dame, okay, their girls would be playing at 1, they'd be playing at 4, and their hockey team at 7.
Notre Dame has definitely got a Saturday filled with events.
The University of Notre Dame. Yeah. University of Notre Dame, Wisconsin style.
Yeah, those fans are going to be tuning in.
Yeah.
From all over the state, all their winter sports.
I had a cousin that was a guidance counselor, great, Judy Turba, and worked at St. Norbert there. A neat lady. I won't be here. I've got a little granddaughter birthday party. Now they went 1-3-1, but they practice a lot of zones.
Get your bingo card out. Menasha has run man-to-man, 3-2, 2-3, and a 1-3-1, all in the game. And it looks like the Panthers were prepared for that, and they have their offense. Swing it around, drive, kick, rattles
right
out.
there. The
Blad
rim didn't want it. That was a good look.
That was a great look. Great offense, and a good job by the Panthers, by the players recognizing that they were coming out in a 1-3-1 right away. Got into their offense, got a good look. Tipped out of bounds by the Panthers. Menasha is going to maintain possession. 14-point lead, about 8 minutes left in the second half.
Don't reach.
Drives to the corner, kicks it back out. Caden Schultz got his hands out there. He's going up. Alley-oops to Jack Jaquat. Boom, shaka, laka. 2 dunks for Jack Jaquat. Alley-oop. Team is fired up. 16-point lead for the Panthers. Panthers are definitely starting to push it a lot more. Momentum continues. Just mishandled that. And it looks like
Hibbler twisted his ankle.
Josiah Hibbler, their leading scorer, might have rolled his ankle as he was crossing half court.
Might have stepped on it.
Non-contact injury, just might have stepped wrong.
He's a nice player.
Not something you want to see.
They got some. I'll tell you what. They are a relatively young team. Hibbler's a junior. Wentz a junior. So 2 and 5 are juniors. Koopman's a sophomore, number 10. Lockridge is a junior. That's number 15. They haven't got a senior on the team. They're going to be, if now, in today's world it can happen. They really don't have the aircraft carrier, the 6'5", the big 6'4" kid inside. But they're really young. They're going to be tough. But that Bay Conference they're in is tough.
That is definitely a tough conference that they're in. And that's why when you get to the playoffs, I mean, we get seeded, you get ranked, all that stuff, but a record of 10 and 15 in a conference like that might look a little bit different. And again, they have some easier opponents at times too, but they also have some very competitive games with some big schools and good basketball.
And they're non-conference here. They're playing Plymouth.
Yeah.
So we're same size. They're about 750. We're about 730. So we're about the same size. They're kind of locked in. Look who's sitting right around them. Nina, Kimberly, schools like that. And with school choice, I know it is. Sometimes, but yeah, they're doing a lot of good things. But you're right. I always, as a coach, wonder, you've run 3 zone defenses. How do you get the time to practice all of them? And if you don't play good man-to-man, you aren't going to play good zone. So
after the injury, it looks like for Menasha, Josiah Hibbler came out, but they respond with a quick 2 by number 5, Parker Winant. Cuts it back to 14 with 7 minutes to go, and they're going to stay in their zone. Caden Schultz across court to Jordan Schmidt, 4-3, Cash it in. 3 points.
Good
Extends
look.
it to 17 for the Panthers.
Good thing about Schmidt, he's ready to catch it and shoot it.
And can't emphasize that pass by Kane Schultz. Gave it to him across court into the shooting pocket. That makes the scorer very happy. Jordan Schmidt can just go in rhythm and knock it down, a 40% three-point shooter. Foul is called on Tom Blad. His first foul, it's going to give Menasha 2 shots for Parker Wynant.
Okay,
Makes
as
the
I
first.
said, Wynant 64% on the year. He's not a great shooter, but he's a nice point guard.
Tanner Schultz is coming back into the ball game for Marco Troca. Some good minutes by Marco Troca again there. Parker Wynant misses the second free throw, so the lead is going to stay at 16 for the Panthers. Stay in that zone, gets it to Jack Jaquat. Inside, finishes with the right hand over the top. 18-point lead for the Panthers. Jack Jaquat has 13.
They're the quietest 13 you're ever going to see. Whoa!
And you mentioned that we look at the scoreboard right now, and we have guy with 13, 20, 13, 11, 16. We have 73 points. Obviously a high-scoring game for us, but it is spread out. Everybody has contributed in a variety of ways here for the Panthers. You like to see that, and that's one of the strengths of this team.
And that's
is that
why
balance.
I think they came out. We're going to see if number 11 can hit them. We're going to take away 23 and 4. You know, okay, box press. They've run that. You never ran that when you played for me, did you? But we did it. We were a little slower, and that's why we did it.
That zone press is going to keep them in the zone in the half court, and it looks like they're trying to get it inside to Jack. Being patient, the Panthers are being patient with that 18-point lead and 5:45 to go.
You know, you got a guy
Tanner looks at his dad right away after that.
Well, yeah, I understand that one.
Whoopsies.
You got a guy in the elbow. If you get it to the elbow, you're going to score. Your likelihood is so high. Just turn and look to the elbow.
And this is always the tough point of the game.
Yep. You're up by
18. You don't want to force too much, but you don't want to just stall either, especially with no shot clock in the state of Wisconsin. So it's that tough balance as to what you do. Coaches have different philosophies, but right there,
here
comes
again,
down and hits a three.
You know what they're trying to do? You can't just leave the kid in the corner. That's why he's there.
Foul in the backcourt.
That's 8 fouls bonus situation for the Panthers.
Caden Schultz is going to the line for the 1-and-1. Marco Troca is going to check back in. This time he's giving Tom Blad a breather. 5:18 left in the second half. Now this is going to be the name of the game for the Panthers too here as they get to the free throw line.
The Panthers only have 4 fouls, which is excellent.
Caden Schultz hits the first one, earns himself a second one. He's got 21 for the game.
Okay.
And it looks like the Panthers, Tim's bringing their guys back. He doesn't want them to maybe pick up a cheap foul there in that front court.
Or he wants to put a little pressure on his kid.
Yeah.
If you want your allowance this week, you got to make this one.
And he responds. So he's getting an allowance this week. He makes the second of the 1-and-1. 22 points for Caden Schultz. Corner 3, Menasha, long rebound. Caden Schultz after the miss.
Now
They're going to slow it down with 5 minutes left to go. 17-point lead. Menasha stays in that zone. They get inside to Jack Jaquat. Corner 3, putting the pressure on. No good. Good rebound by Travion Lockridge. He's got that length. Euro step inside. Couldn't quite finish. Jack Jaquat the rebound. Again, the Panthers
He's
slow
a nice
it down.
player. He's just a poor kid, 6'1". He's got to play the post.
Ill-advised pass by Jordan Schmidt there. Thought he had an open Marco Troca in the short corner. Closed off quickly by Menasha as they have a steep hill to climb here late in the game. They're going to need some quick buckets and some frequent stops to make this game tight at the end with 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second half. Good defensive possession here by the Panthers, not letting them get an easy basket. They go inside, and that's going to be a 2-shot foul on Marco Troca.
Troca did everything he could to get out of the way.
That is one of those tough calls. It looked like he went straight up.
Yeah.
I couldn't see if the ref called it on the top or if he slid underneath him in that.
Yeah,
Tough call,
yeah,
but
it
Parker
was.
Winans going
But
to the line.
in Marco's defense, he did everything he could to get out of the way, and unfortunately, he got the call.
Menasha makes the first one of the 2-shot foul. Marco Troca is going to come out. Tom Blad's going to come in.
So
and I think this is your rotation late in the game. You have Marco Troca subbing in and out for guys, giving them breathers.
Yeah, he's also, since about middle of January, had a couple games, got a little confidence back. He's played well.
Menasha makes both free throws, cuts it to 15 as they keep that pressure on the Panthers. They get it past half court, set up in their offense as Menasha stays in the zone.
They stay in the zone. We can just hang on to the ball.
They get it inside the jack. 15-foot jumper.
Good
he can
pass.
score inside. He can dunk.
If you get
He's
it
got
there.
15-foot mid-range. Jack Jaquat did not hesitate on that shot. Good to see. Capitalized 17-point lead for the Panthers, keeping the pressure on Menasha to have to score to stay in this game.
And the thing, too, you know, they got that.
Travion Lockridge drives to the left side. Open layup. Back to 15, and he's got 11. Continuing to stay in that zone. Caden Schultz up top. Jordan Schmidt. Tanner Schultz on the wing.
You guys
gets it into the middle, and they force it inside.
Well, they've had 4 really turnovers that have been foolish.
Menasha comes down.
You're winning the game, and you aren't going to make. You just don't do that.
12-point ball game after that 3-point shot. A little 5-0 run here by Menasha. Keeps the pressure on a little bit with 3 minutes left to go in the ball game. They're staying in that zone. Panthers
well, we're in the bonus, so you can try to get. The other thing is try to get to the basket. You got some really. We shoot free throws.
Another ill-advised pass.
Another foolish pass. That's when I took the timeouts. Say this is enough of this. Plus, again, come to the ball.
Reminder: Tim Schultz does have 3 timeouts. We might see one if Menasha scores here. It definitely tightens things up a little bit because they could cut it to single digits or at the very least a 10-point game. And they're going to cut it to 10 with 2:30 left. Menasha continuing in that zone, keeping the pressure on. We'll see what happens on this possession. There's been a couple of possessions of ill-advised passes. They're going to call a defensive foul up top on Menasha. Caden Schultz is going to go to the line for the 1-1.
Again, my frustration is teams on defense they didn't have to make great plays here. We just threw it to them. You know, make sure if you don't have it, turn. You got 3 timeouts. Tim will take it. And I know that he trusts, especially his senior players and the one sophomore for sure. If you think you need a timeout, take it. Now, it's nice to see Hibbler back in the game, but he can play yet.
Yeah, that's good because it was a non-contact injury. It looks like it might have just rolled his ankle. And
the half-court line gets you sometimes.
Caden Schultz gives himself 23 points for the game. He makes the front of the 1-1.
Well, it's a 4-possession game. That's kind of one of the keys here right now.
Now, as we've talked about, Menasha has really hit the 3-point shot in the second half to keep them in this ball game. As Caden Schultz makes that free throw, 24 for the game, 12-point lead, 2:15 left to go. They definitely have the hot hand from 3-point line. They're going to look to drive and kick and see if they can get one. Right here, number 22, Tatum Wilkie misses front. Rebound Panthers.
If I'm Menasha, that's not a bad shot. Wide open look. You're going to have to hit some somewhere.
Caden Schultz drives in the middle, maintains the dribble. They did not foul. Brings it back out. 1:50 left to play. Menasha's going to have to play the following game here soon, you would think, so they can just extend this game, and hopefully the Panthers miss some free throws. But they're looking to not quite foul yet. Trap in the corner, Jordan Schmidt. They're not going to call a foul on that. Now they do. Number 5, Parker Winans with the foul. Jordan Schmidt going to the line. Now we're in double bonus. He's going to get 2 shots to look to extend it to a 14-point
We want
lead.
Jordan as an 81% free throw. Or wait, he dropped just a little bit, but he's still 77%. At one time he was 90%. That's not too long ago.
Now, this is something a lot of teams work on. But I know having worked with Coach Schultz and coached under him, he definitely emphasizes pressure free throws late in games, and he always does drills that try to replicate that as much as possible.
Oh.
Didn't quite get that one, but he got 1 of 2, 13-point lead for the Panthers.
So now it becomes a 5-possession game. We went to a little zone. You say, why would you do that? Because you can get out to the three-point shooters in a zone.
Drive, kick, Tatum Wilkie for three, no good. Jack Jaquat rebound, 1:17 left to go. The student section is chanting start the buses.
You know,
it looks like Menasha is maybe content with letting this one go. They're not going to foul quickly. They're still going to put some pressure on.
Well,
they foul.
The good thing for us is it was a tough game. Now, sitting for a week, you never know what's going to happen. But overall, if you look at the body of work, we did some good things. Menasha got hot. We adjusted to that a little bit. They made a run. Tim called a really good timeout, in my opinion. Settled the kids down a little bit. And we're hitting free throws.
More pressure free throws. Coach Schultz continues to back off his players from the free throw line, looking to maybe not pick up a cheap foul.
Yeah, I think that's more than anything. Or, again, one of those kids jumps up and steps on a foot.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking, too. Something, just don't risk an injury when you might not have to. 15-point lead, minute left to go. Panthers are looking to wrap this one up so they can play tomorrow at 4 o'clock, and we'll have to find out who they play. It's going to take
Notre Dame was up 14, and they were playing really well. And I'll tell you what, they have a big kid, they have a big 6'10" kid that was hurt part of the year, is back. But if we do some of the things we did and cut back on what I would call the careless turnovers, sort of like that one.
That's
one of the things.
Necessarily how you want to end
one of the things when you're in this situation is you want to keep the ball away from the corners. That's where it's done. I mean, it's a 15-point lead with 35 seconds. This one's over, but it's always a teaching point. You know, you can talk to the kids, hey, this is what we don't want to do. Overall, you can give them a pat on the back because they came out against what I think is going to be a really good team in a year. But that was a good team.
A slew of substitutions going on here as we prepare for the game tomorrow. They got teams clearing their benches, Menasha players. Like you said, lucky for them. I mean, they have. It's unfortunate when your season ends and they got to win in the playoffs, but they're a young team. They don't have any really seniors that they have to say goodbye to. They're going to come back and hopefully rejuvenate and have that same lineup that gave Plymouth a fight here, a 2-seed Plymouth in the playoffs.
You know, it's nice for these kids, even if it's 30 seconds. You're in a regional semifinal. There's a lot of years that didn't happen.
Barrett Helmer with the rebound with 20 seconds left to go as the Panthers are maybe just going to dribble this out and go into tomorrow. We'll have to see. I don't have an update, any update on who's playing, but tomorrow's ball game will be here
at 4.
At 4 o'clock. It will either be Notre Dame or it'll be West Appear. We'll have to see what happens. The final score here tonight in this regional semifinal matchup, your Plymouth Panthers 82, Menasha Blue Jays 67. I'm Eric West, Scott Richards. Tune in tomorrow, 4 o'clock, and look to see if we can have a regional championship under our belt.
And good night.